All right, check me out. All right, let me know if y'all can hear me, first of all. Let me know if y'all can hear me. 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 Give me a thumbs up. If you can hear me, give me something. Let me know that y'all can hear me. Because my man said y'all couldn't hear me. He said he couldn't hear me, so I don't know if y'all can hear me. All right, but on my end, it looked like that my mic and everything is working. Uh uh finito, you know what I mean? All right, so this is what we're gonna do. So today, oh man, if you missed out on the Thursday session, peep my mustache though. Soon this joint's gonna get so long, it's gonna cover my top lip. You know what I mean? It's gonna be crazy. But hey, let me go ahead and do this quick little disclaimer. You know, this is the Make a Chess Move, Make a Culture Move podcast. All right. With, top of the top with King Phillip. I'm your host, King Phillip. All right. A lot of our discussions in this podcast are very personal, and we are the experience that they need to collect their data. So some of these topics have been researched, some of them haven't. Some of them, some of these topics are still lived experiences. All right. So with that being said, if we say anything, again, if we say anything that makes you feel some kind of way about what was being said, please, I'm gonna ask you to reevaluate why what was said that made you feel that way. Instead of you coming to me like, oh, I'm about to give Philip an earful. Oh, I'm about to give Philip a whole earful. I can't wait to give Philip a piece of my mind. No, this ain't the time for that. All right. So this is what we got going for today. Like I was saying, I don't know if y'all tapped in on a special edition, that podcast episode that we pushed out on Thursday last week. But I think I'm gonna do that starting every Thursday. Just, sharing little bits and pieces about myself. All right, because I'm starting to realize and recognize that people are actually listening to what's being said, and they're starting to formulate their own opinions. All right, and when folks form their opinions about me, I want them to come from a place of education. You know what I mean? So when you say certain things about me, not being educated about me, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna educate you. I'm gonna learn you about who Philip Douglass, who King Philip is. All right, that's what we're gonna do. All right, so every Thursday. So if you missed out on that last one, you know what I mean? I had to catch some tears on that episode. You know what I'm saying? I had to catch them joints. Gonna have them joints falling live on air type shit. You know what I'm saying? But that part is just, again, me sharing with y'all little bits and pieces of who I am, because people, they think Philip is a racist and all this other stuff, and I'm like, I explained that in my episode too, where that came from. So let's go ahead and jump into it. But first, y'all know what we gonna do. If you haven't done so already, you know what I mean? Go ahead and check out the www, the website, makeachessmove.org. It's a dope site. Let me tell y'all. All right. I'm always telling them, I'm pushing this on y'all. I'm not pushing y'all to make donations. I'm gonna push y'all to the website, to the donation link, and under the donation link, there's a toolkit. And with that toolkit, there's different stuff that you can copy and paste from that to your social medias, to your website, whatever the case may be. All right. So you have that tool. And then so when you copy and paste and drive people to our page, that's who we're looking for to make those donations. You know what I mean? On the strength of you. You know what I mean? So go ahead and do that right there on our website. Go ahead and like a thing, like a picture or two, like a page or something on the Make a Chess Move website. Facebook page. Everything is /Macam303. Instagram /Macam303. We got the Twitter joint /Macam303. And we got the Pinterest joint /Macam303. All right. Like I said, everything is /Macam303. If you go to any of these social media joints, if you type in at Macam303, 9 times out of 10, we will pop up. You know what I'm saying? And also go like our YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel. It's called Make a Chess Move Macam. That is our YouTube channel. Go subscribe to that joint. All right. So today's conversation, today's topic, I got my tea too. All right, today's topic. I was just thinking about this topic, because this is something that I encounter almost every day. All right, and this shit is, I mean, it's crazy that it's still like this to this point. But I'm speaking about the black man specifically. How come, and this ain't new. You know what I mean? When black men they cross each other, like if I'm walking on one side of the street, or if I'm in the mall on one side and there's a black man on the other side, you know what I mean? There's like, me, I'm trying to make eye contact so I can give you that, what's up, my brother? You know what I mean? And give you that right there. But it's a uncertainty. You know what I mean? That I don't know if the look that he's giving me, if it's a mug that he's giving me, if that's just how he looked, that's how he's giving me. But there's an uncertainty when black men come across each other. Why is that? You know what I mean? And it could be even something as simple as saying what's up. If I'm in a car, same thing. I'm not the toughest nigga in the world. I'm gonna say that first of all. I don't fight anymore. You know what I mean? When I did fight, um, I'm sure I took a couple L's, but you know what I mean? I'm not no tough dude. I don't walk around with a I'm the roughest, toughest, meanest, nah, that's not my move. That's not my vibe. And for some reason, when I'm driving, and it seems like all the time when dudes are in cars, they become real tough. Why can't you just look over? I give you the nod, you know what I mean? And we can't share nods, we can't express nods, we can't kill that vibe right there. So again, I'm talking to the black men. Black women, you can chime in too, because I don't know what that vibe is towards y'all, but I do know that there's some women amongst black women, you know what I mean, that stops our progression as a culture as a whole. Again, I don't want y'all to get it twisted, because that's what we're looking at. We're looking at the behaviors within the black and brown community. All right, and that is a behavior. That is a behavior that is in our community that has been progressing and growing for the longest of times. For the longest of times. And it's beyond me still. And the thing is, I mean, let me tell you what, I got another example too. You know, my circle is small, like real, 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 real small. And it's getting smaller and smaller. All right. Saying all that to say, I got a homie. This nigga don't like nobody. He's an asshole to everybody. If he first meets you, he's double the asshole. You know what I mean? But my nigga, he don't. But then once you get in with him, he's the most caring. He's the most loving. He's one of the most compassionate. You know what I mean? My nigga solid. You know what I mean? So, you know, even looking at that aspect from the black men, because I see how he is around other black men. All right. He will mug the fuck out of them. Won't speak. Will give you like two, maybe we'll give you a fist pound or something, but he ain't gonna, you know what I mean? My nigga ain't friendly at all. At all. You know what I mean? But I'm saying that to say, like, what is it about black men that causes tension? I'm gonna put that first question out there. That's gonna be our first question for the day. All right, that's our first question for the day. What is it about black men that causes tension? I'll give you another example. This is again, everything that I'm rapping with y'all about is personal. It has happened to me. It has happened, or it is happening to me. All right. Um, I've had I've received some feedback. All right, I'm gonna tell you that I received some feedback where I was told that another black man gets nervous when I'm around or in my presence. Y'all see that? Another black man gets nervous around me. It ain't like I'm gonna beat a nigga up or anything like that. I don't, like I told you, I don't fight, but you know, yeah, it ain't like I'm gonna beat a nigga up because people nowadays they call police. Black men, they call police. All right. Yeesh. Hijo de chingada. Yeesh. All right. He said he gets nervous and uncomfortable around me. I mean, I have my ideas. I have why. You know, I do put my position out where I stand. You know what I mean? This person is a coordinator. Um, I've made it clear on Facebook plenty of times. I made it clear in the meetings that I've had that you know what I mean, that coordinators are like middlemans, and Nipsey said it the best: "Fuck the middleman." You know what I mean? And they put themselves in these groups and in these meetings to find value versus them already coming to the table with value and increasing the entire table's value. I made it clear that you know, even in this group that I just got kicked out of, all right, crazy as fuck. We supposed to be decreasing youth violence, and we got issues within the group amongst men of color. Motherfuck. All behind egos, personal issues, power issues. You know, I'm gonna call it what it is. You know what I mean? I don't do meetings. I don't do that type of shit because I don't hold my tongue. If I see bullshit, I'm gonna call bullshit. All right, and people don't want to be held accountable when I hold them accountable. As much as they claim that they want to be held accountable, come on, man. And these is black and brown men. All right, let me tell y'all. All right, I'm a little tight just because of the fact, you know, I come in with my perspective on, okay, we got some more leverage to do this community work. You know, we probably won't have to, or parents, moms, or dads won't have to probably bury as many kids as we did the following year. You know what I mean? But these niggas here, man, I got into that a couple episodes ago too, and that was a whole nother conversation. But I said too that was it went it went it went down the wrong pipe. Oh man, I almost died. It went down the wrong pipe. All right, what does that even mean? I got that from my grandpa. I don't know what that even means. It went down the wrong pipe. Yeah, but it did like a mug though. All right, but coming back to it, you know what I mean. You know, with even with a group, I'm still trying to even looking at elevating all of us rising to what we're supposed to do, what we're claimed to do. You know what I mean? So I'm saying all that to say again, what is it about black men that causes tension? Um, Again, for this person to say that they are uncomfortable around me, um, and I'm sure, you know what I mean, this shit is beyond me. But um, beyond me. You know what I mean? But I don't wanna take my mind there because that I'm still trying to. That's still happening right now. Like a black man said, he's he gets uncomfortable around me. He's like there's I don't know what it is. And I even had a teacher. I even had a teacher, not one of my teachers, but a youth, one of my mentees. His teacher said that he was afraid of him. This is a black teacher afraid of a black student, or made it clear, had a whole um uh what are those restraining order. He had to go to the court on the student's behalf because this bitch ass teacher, black man too, a whole out chip, said, you know what I mean? Just how did it get to that point where this black student has been in this school for all 4 years, and the beginning of his senior year, he get into a little shit, and now this teacher, a black teacher at that, you know what I mean? But I'm getting to like, what is it about black men that causes tension? What is it about black men that causes tension? I don't have the answer to that. I don't know why old dude feel some kind of way when I'm on a video conference with him, or if I'm in a meeting or whatever the case may be with him, or if I make a stance on where I feel, or where I'm standing. You know what I mean? I mean, to the point where again, let me let y'all know, Denver's a small city. It's not what you know, it's who you know, and who you know um, can put blocks. You know what I mean? In somebody else's progress. And I said all that to say that this group, this group, mm, mm. I ain't even gonna say the group because the group. I mean, I'm gonna say the group. I'm gonna say the group. The group is filled with black men. There's one black woman on there, and she understands what I be saying. You know what I mean? She be having a spit game and shit to the homie, but she understands what I be saying. She see what I be saying, and like I said, I don't want to put too much of my attention and focus that way because that take me someplace else, and I'm trying to stay focused on this root, this issue. All right, so I don't know what I don't know. I don't know if it's how we say things as black men. I don't know if it's a presence, because I'm from the East Side, first of all, and I already know that there's an aura that East Siders have, that what I mean, that people can tell off the rip. Oh, he's from the East Side. Oh, I don't fuck with niggas from the East Side, type of thing. You know what I mean? So I don't know if it's that aura. Um, I don't know, but the thing is too, it's not my place to figure out why the next nigga don't like me. I had one dude, again, this is a black dude, told me that he don't like me because I'm from the East Side. Mind you, he grew up on the East Side too. Wait, what's but claim the West. You know what I mean? But I mean, because I'm from the East Side, that's enough reason to give one black man to not like another black man. Only because of my geological location. You know what I mean? You understand it? So what is it about that? What is it? 'Cause I mean, I truly in my adult life can't see me ever in my adult life hating on the next black man. I may dislike something that somebody say, and I will make it clear to that person that I do not like what they said, and this is why. If it goes as far as I do not like what you was said and I ain't gonna fuck with you, and this is why, that's what it is. But sometimes, I mean, again, I feel like it shouldn't be my place to explain or try to understand why the next nigga don't like. You know what I mean? Period. All right. So let's take a look at that though. You know what I mean? Because that issue, that tension, that inability to to just speak to another brother when you see him, and it's always a growl, always a like a tough nigga look. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to pull a tough guy all the time, man. You can smile. You know what I mean? Let's see them pearly whites, man. You know what I mean? So let's figure out a way where we can build, and that's not it. All right, that's not it. But where did this learned behavior come from? Because apparently it's a learned behavior. And I know a whole lot of people, they always tend to say that, you know, slavery this, slavery that. If it wasn't for slavery, you know, we wouldn't be the way that we are right now. If it wasn't for slavery, blah, blah, blah. You know, I'm like, okay, I can jig you, but only as far. I can only jig you so far. You know what I mean? Slavery, that excuse will only go so far. So looking at that and talking about it's from slavery. How? That's you know, it's a learned behavior, but I don't think it came from slavery. Because I mean, in a sense, we were I don't know, I wasn't around during slavery time. You know what I mean? But from my little bit of research and history classes and stuff like that, the only time black folks were against or pitted against another only time black men were pitted against another black man was because a white man had them do it. Other than that, I mean, there always seemed to be some sense of unity. And we talking about slavery days, niggas had ratty shirts, them brown dirty pants that looked like the dirt, that was like high waters but cut off and raggedy at the ends and stuff like that. Cotton picking, you know what I mean? Field harvesting. These are some real life field Negroes slavery days. This is what I'm talking about. So where exactly were they seeing each other in the fields and mugging them? Like, I see you over there, nigga, in the fields. I know that house Negroes was something else and the field Negroes was something else. But and I understand that little bit of tension. But again, we looking at 2020. I'm asking where did we learn this behavior from? And I'm looking at, okay, if we learned it from slavery days, how? And my argument is, we weren't up against each other then. We were trying to find a way to get free, give us free. You know what I mean? We had no time to be fighting amongst each other. We had no time to be mugging each other for no reasons. I got a problem with black men who don't grow. I'll say that. I'll just put that out there. If you are a black man, and when I say a man, I'm talking 30 plus. All right, there's some when you hit that 30 club, you know, 30 and up. That just means that just you know it's something different that hits your body. All right, and then there's 36. Once you hit 36, it's something else that hits your body. All right, but for men, if you are still out here, you know what I mean, um, wanting to be seen, dressed flashy, um, loud mouthed it, you know, just want to be the limelight, you know, always the center of attention. You still talking about the next Jordans that's coming out. That's stuff that we, if that's stuff that we did when we were kids. And if we didn't get the opportunity to do it, that don't mean that we do it in our adult phase. That's a kid conversation. That's what kids should do. I could, I'm, ugh, I, I'm not gonna. But again, coming back to where did we learn this behavior? For me to put it out there on, me seeing um, a black man talking about Jordans and only worrying about being flashy and dressing up to be the part and look the part and stuff like that. That's a problem all in itself because that is causing no harm to me. But as a community, looking in as a community, what is that doing for the community? Where did we learn this behavior? Did our parents, was it passed down from generation unbeknowingly? Unbeknowingly? I think that's a word. If not, we're going to make it one. Without us knowing, that's unbeknowingly. Hmm. Looking at it too, because I'm looking at it too as a uh, man. I wish I could rap with my therapist right now, but I'm looking at it too as a issue deeper in terms of fatherlessness. A lot of these black men don't have fathers, so when they see another black man, they don't know how to respond, and the only way they can respond is from a place of ill, a place of uncertainty, because that's how they feel around their own pops and shit like that. That's my guess too. Again, I'm no therapist. I'm none of that shit. But excuse my language. I ain't excusing shit. All right. um, where did we learn this behavior? Where did we learn this behavior? Did our single mothers teach us this behavior? Teach us um this resent for black men? This disgusting look once we see the black man? Where did we learn this uncertainty from? That's where I'm getting to now. The first question I had asked, what is it about black men that causes tension? All right. What is it about black men that causes tension? And I gave y'all one of my excuses where, a little tension that I don't like is when black men don't grow. And I'm talking about the ones who still talking about Jordans, who only want to dress flashy, who, you know what I mean, who want to look, who want the look. All right. I don't like them. I don't like dealing with them. I don't like their kind of mentalities. All right. But again, that's all a problem all in itself. But that's my example. What is it about black men that causes tension? And then we went into where did that behavior come from? Is it because I don't like those? Is it I don't like that mentality and those who want that look because I was never able to get the look when I was younger? As an adult now, I don't give a fuck about the look. All right. I can care. You'll catch me in a Macam tee all day, every day, before I put on a $800,000 t-shirt. We can invest that $800,000 into the community. I bet that much. You know what I mean? We can get this business started that I got and hire these babies out here. I bet that much. You know what I mean? Get these babies to start running a business and hiring their homies. I bet that much. But where did this behavior come from? Where did this learned behavior with that I don't like you because you look like me? I hear people say it's self-hate. You know what I mean? But to what extent? Because we keep going back to slavery, and I'm like, okay, if we were united during slavery, if we weren't the enemies amongst ourselves during slavery, then where the fuck did it come from? All right, we're looking in the households now. So if the pops wasn't there, there's kind of sort of a resentment there. If the moms wasn't with the pops, and if she had ill feelings about the pops, and she passed those ill feelings down to her seeds, so now the seeds are having resent feelings towards, so we're looking at this from many, facets. All right. Um, y'all just be having me up here talking my god dang self. Sure. And that's all right. You know what I mean? Because this is people, they like, I talk. So when you get more, y'all get a whole hour conversation out of me, and I cut it off at an hour too. You know what I mean? Because I know like where we at, what I'm doing. I ain't going over intimate. All right, because I'm not y'all tune in to my Thursday session so you can learn a little bit about me. You know what I mean? Because we got folks tapping in, but they base their opinions off of what I say, not off of who I am. You know what I mean? What I say, I hold that with my nuts. And I ain't gonna take what I said back because I said what I said and that's what it is. All right, and I'm gonna stand on that. But at the same time, I do have who Phillip is. All right. Again, that's our second question. Where did this behavior come from? And I'm gonna go into, if this learned behavior was picked up during slavery, how do we end? How do we unlearn it? Because slavery, they say not to say slavery was a long time ago. But according to years and stuff like that, and realistically, slavery was a long time ago. All right, over 2 years. I said 2 years. Um, I'm not looking at Jim Crow. I'm not looking at the Renaissance. I'm not looking at civil rights. I'm not looking at, because of course we know that still to this day that niggas are still getting lynched. We getting football numbers. The system is burying us. You know what I mean? The doctor system is killing our women. You know what I mean? And I know all this, but again, coming back to the question, if this learned behavior was picked up during slavery, how do we end or unlearn it? Because we can't keep saying slavery. We can't keep using that as an excuse to not correct the problem. And this uncertainty is not good for us as a whole, as a culture. I understand that there are some folks who I will not work with, and that's fine. I won't deal with them. I won't speak to them. If I see them, if they speak to me, I give them one of them. You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna go out of my way to have conversation. I'm not gonna go out of my way to try to befriend them. I'm not gonna go out of my way to make them feel comfortable and stuff like that around me. I just won't be around. I just won't indulge. Period. All right. But how do we unlearn it? How do we unlearn this behavior? How do I unlearn, or how do the next black man unlearn to not have ill feelings or uncertainty around the next black man? How can I, how do I learn how to trust the next black man? I think that's it too. I think that's a big component of it, a huge component. Trust. Mm. I think that is a major component. A major component. You know what I mean? But how do I learn to trust the next black man? What is trust within the black community? I know families, including my own, who I won't trust my kids with. I know families who been locked up, including my own, behind choices another family member has made. So again, I didn't put this question, but what does trust in the black community, in the black and brown community, what does trust amongst black men look like nowadays? And I ain't talking about no I trust you or I'ma support you. You know what I mean? I'm gonna make a donation to your nonprofit. I'm gonna buy a couple of your hats that you sell. I'm gonna buy some of your cocoa that you sell. You know what I mean? I'm gonna support this black business. What is trust in the black community? What does that truly look like? Do we even know as a black community? Do we even know what that looked like? If we don't know because we've never seen it, how are we supposed to do it? See, these are all problems and issues all in itself too. So I mean, talking about the problems and the issues within the black and brown community, initially I thought this was gonna be a quick, fast, easy process where we come up with solutions and everything for all the black problems that we come up. This ain't the case. I'm starting to realize that every issue that we identify, that's the tip of the iceberg, and underneath it is a whole bunch of other issues that just comes underneath that main tipping that point. There's a whole lot of other issues underneath that. Can we unlearn this behavior? How we unlearn it? How can we unlearn it? Can we truly learn to authentically trust black folks? Can a black man truly authentically trust another black man? And I ain't even talking about to the point where, I'll die for my nigga. You know what I mean? He holds the pistol for me. You know what I mean? Like, do we even know what authentic trust look like? Mm, uh, there it is. We tapped in. James, you said the only people who can hurt us are the people we let in. We don't let people in, and we cannot give them a chance to gain our trust. Is that problematic? If we don't give them that chance to earn our trust, Michael, and all the uncertainty you've been talking about. But is that problematic? I mean, my that's what I've been doing. You know what I mean? I don't let folks in. That's why I said my circle is small. I don't deal with folks because at the end, I can only blame myself for letting them in, just like James said. You know what I mean? And it gives us more control over what's what. But at the same time, if we don't let people in, then we cannot give them a chance to gain our trust. I mean, again, but I asked too, what is trust within the black and brown community? What is trust within the black and brown community? Let's go ahead and define what trust is, first of all. All right. I agree, because it do start small. Yes, indeed, I agree. It do start small. Let's go ahead and define trust. Reliance on the integrity, whew, strength, ability, surety, etc. of a person or being. Confidence. Two, confident expectation of something. Hope. Confidence in the certainty of future payment for property or goods received. Credit. A person on whom or thing on which one relies. The condition of one to whom something has been entrusted. Mm, oh, let's go back to that first one. That first word, integrity. Integrity. It says doing something, doing the right thing when nobody is watching. Is that another issue within the black and brown community? Do we lack integrity? I asked that question because again, y'all know I work with folks. All right. This ain't my first summer. You know what I mean? It ain't my first year or my second or none of that. But the first time when we had sold shirts, I put all the shirts and trusted that part of the business to the youth, to the point where they'll bring everything back. I had a young man tell me another young man was stealing some of the money, was taking some of the money. Did I flash over some money? No. No. Did I mention it to him? No. No. Did I take the person who told me their word? I yeah, I sucked it in. Yeah, I listened to it. But at the same time, too, I could be naive, but I just didn't press the issue. I didn't feel it needed pressing. Now, if we did have a conversation amongst the group about integrity and stuff like that, but if I can't see something, I don't feel I can go off on what somebody else has said too. But I'm saying all that to say it comes back down to the integrity portion. Do we have that even when we have somebody who is doing right by us? When I was younger, my grandma, she gave me money so I can go to the Safeway and get my curl activated for my S curl that I had. Yeah, yeah, I had a whole S curl. You know what I mean? That thing was, but she gave me the money to get the curl activator, and I still went to Safeway and I stole it. Got caught, of course, but integrity. Mm, man, that just brought up a whole nother. So again, if integrity is something that we need in order to build, and trust is something that is a necessity as well. Is it possible to unlearn to not hate the next nigga if we know I mean, in us, it might be, and I ain't gonna say us as a whole. I'm gonna say some people, a lot of people. It may just not be in them. All right. It may not just be in them. Yes, sir. Yes, indeed. It may not be in them. So I'm again looking at if this is a learned behavior, how do we unlearn it? How do we unlearn it? All right. So now let's go ahead and check our questions one more time, just so that we can provide some solutions. So we can provide some solutions. What is it about black men that causes tension? I mean, and the overall theme, again, we're looking at the uncertainty that black men have around other black men. All right. Um, I would say part of that solution is um I mean, it falls into the definition of trust. We have to we have to trust, period. We can't halfway trust and the other party is all the way in, because that's going to be offside. That energy is going to be felt. All right, that person who is all the way in is going to start stepping back, and that is all right because they want to protect themselves. But how do we get both sides to go all the way in? That's the thing right there. That's the problem. That's where we're at right now. That's where we're at. Some, and again, I'm not speaking about all black folks, mind you, but I am speaking of a high percentage of black folks. All right. Um, if are both parties are both is it necessary for both parties to go in? First of all, is it necessary for us to trust? Is it necessary for us to even try to break in or unlearn this uncertainty that we have around other black men? Is it necessity? Is it necessary? That's what I'm asking. That's what I'm asking. Because just because I say it's a problem don't mean that everybody say or think it's a problem. And that's the problem. And that's the problem. Top of the top to you, my bro. Good to see you, man. You ought to be. And that's a problem all in itself. All right. Because um any if there's a problem that anybody see, it needs to be acknowledged, number one. All right. I can't say that, if my man J Love, if he got a problem, I can't say, nah, that ain't no problem. You know what I mean? Period. It got to be acknowledged. All right. My bro, he says the stereotypical. No, they didn't. We about to answer this online. All right. Oh, my meeting's getting ready to start. Um, make your next move your best move. This is Phillip. What's up? Okay. That's how I answer my phone too. Um, the stereotypical stigma that has circled around black men is what creates tension. Both sides can choose to see each other as loving kings, family, or something positive to break those stigmas. Easier said than done. I agree. I mean, I agree. I agree. They're stereotypical, but at the same time, you can't tell me that you haven't experienced it, where you are walking, see another black man, and they looking at you like they got a mug on you. You know what I mean? And you light skinned for one, so I know for a fact that you've received plenty of them. All right. So you can't tell them. I mean, it's not stereotypical when it's, you know what I mean? These are realities. Black men can't um can't even drive nowadays without getting that mug from another black man. So Again, coming back to, looking at the overall theme of, black men, the uncertainty that we get around other black men. And again, I'm gonna tell you, I had a black man that told me that he gets uncomfortable around me, that I make him nervous. I don't know why. It could be my stance on situations, it could be how I speak. But for another black man to feel threatened or nervous or uncomfortable when we are on the same virtual screen together or in a meeting together, like I'm gonna put hands on the nigga or something, like that's beyond me. But looking at that as an example, how do we break that? Because again, this isn't it's not a one-sided equation. All right. If I have the answer, it don't mean anything if I have the answer. If the other party isn't on board or don't have an answer for what we're addressing right now, then it's gonna run habitually. I don't know if that's the right word, but we still gonna use it. You know what I mean? Uh, so it's I mean, how do we unlearn this behavior? How do we unlearn this behavior? I'm still trying to see how did we learn it though too. But how do we unlearn this behavior? I don't have I pose these questions and a lot of the times I have suggestions, but then after I think of my suggestion, I'm like, I don't know if that's it. You know what I mean? Because these questions are like there's and there's a million answers to every question that I propose with these issues within the black and brown community. All right. But um, saying all that to say, um, if if we don't number one, um, if we don't start looking at issues that's affecting us as issues that's affecting us instead of seeing them as issues and providing excuses for these issues, then these issues will remain and they will not be seen as issues, but only from a few. But again, that few um, is not enough. All right. So um, with that being said, too, only way we can, I feel like at this point right now, too, as black men, the only way that we can truly end this this pattern, let's say this pattern. Um, hold on, I'm gonna go back to my thought. I want to hit these questions first. I'm gonna write my question down so I don't forget it though. In order for us to end this pattern, I know what I was gonna say, so I ain't gonna forget it. But let's check out and see what James was saying. People have to be willing to want to change it. Same as anything else, our habits dictate. Yes, sir. I am in control of my thoughts and energy, and I'm certain that I have a choice in how I choose to handle the matter. We learn the behaviors through systematic oppression and the execution of our previous leaders. It all boils down to if you are for the people or against the people. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Um, I mean, too, looking at it like this too, you know, my very first episode, my very first topic on here was fatherlessness. I do truly believe everything with these episodes tie hand in hand. All right, and I do believe that fatherlessness do play a role in that. All right, um, to the point where in order to end this cycle, in order to end this, it's going to have to end and start from within our own homes as black men, doing for our kids, doing for our families. All right, that's where it starts. That's where it starts with us being there for our children, showing them how they supposed to treat another black man, showing them that there's no reason to have any kind of uncertainties around another black man. But also, we're not setting our children up for failure. All right, we just ain't gonna tell them to go out there and love on every black man that they see. Oh fuck no, that's not happening. You know what I mean? But we are gonna teach them that you know we are all we got. We are all we got. Period. All right. So I ain't got no more. I'm about out of Joe. I ain't got no more flow. So here I go. No, I'm out of here though. Check it out. Wednesdays is more personal days. Wednesdays are more personal days. You know what I mean? I got a meeting at 9. I got to get ready to split. All right. But tap in. I said Wednesday. Thursday. Thursday. If you want to hear learn a little bit more about who Philip is, who Philip King Phillip is, tap in Thursday. Come learn a thing or two, and it's always will be in great poetry fashion. It will be in great poetry fashion. You know what I mean? The best way I know how. Atomic Habits by James Clear. Tiny changes lead to remarkable results. Yes, indeed. All right. All right. Well, I'm out of here. Y'all mac them out there. Have a good Tuesday. You know what I mean? Peace.